have a great show for you tonight. We will be discussing so many things, so buckle up, get your coffee, get your water, and join us also on the chat. Happy to have the super chat open as well. And we will be discussing today about how I was correct with one of my most liked videos. On Saturday, I posted a short about the girls' schools bombing. It was the most liked shorts I've ever had in my YouTube channel. I don't know, it was almost 70 likes and 0 dislikes, and so many people were agreeing with me on this, and apparently I was right. It was the United States bombing that school, and I also watched that short. I discussed, in my opinion, for 2 reasons. I do after that have 2 other theories why this happened, and after the investigation it turns out it was the United States that caused this, but in my theory there are 2 more reasons which I will cover maybe in a short video. But today I will be discussing the war. And again, everything I predicted happened as to the T, all right? We will discuss that. We will discuss the actual cost of the war, all right? We will talk about that. I will then lead into the extraordinary spending of Pete Hegseth that came out. And then it will be leading into, and I mentioned that before, the main reason why this is all happening and what will happen in the background. That will also lead to civil war, etc. But what is happening, I keep talking about what is in the United States happening in the background, what they're trying to do. And then that will lead me into the insanity. And I add this because this literally happened. I mean, the last 2 hours were just insane, because I just pushed this into this video as well. We will talk about this nonsense here, and I just can't, okay? I literally run into this, and I'm absolutely stunned by this stunt man, professor, whatever, and we will be talking about this, okay? This is absolutely insane what is going on, and we will discuss, end by the open discussion about why on goddamn earth we should stop believing just because they are this YouTuber, independent media. And I have discussed this in detail about this David Pakman show, the other guy. They're all kind of pretending to be some sort of journalist, like self-made journalist. There's so much insanity just because these people are so-called this, they're not even progressive left. They're just money-making people. They are just there to make money, and they're just feeding into whatever the heck they are just base they're feeding into, and has nothing, it's no difference between the other MAGA people. It's just insane, and we will discuss at the end of the video why, and this is the key for my channel, as you know. God damn it, open a goddamn book and know things to discuss things. And it is so easy, for heaven's sake, to make shit up because you have no clue what you're talking about, and that feeds into the conspiracy theories, and everybody's believing into, because God forbid you are MAGA, you must believe this YouTubers, this pseudo, progressive left, whatever YouTubers out there, self-made journalists. And then the MAGA people, God forbid, we have to believe in that conspiracy theory because you, we have to be anti, left. It just doesn't work that way. If you really want to make predictions on what's going on in the world, you have to just know stuff. You have to at least open a goddamn book to know things, and so that you can make the correct analysis. And which apparently this guy has no clue what he's talking about, and gets so much incredible amount of news worth being in the news, and being called by these, I don't know, so-called progressive left YouTubers channels, believing in the BS what he's talking about, and then like, yeah, and then nobody questions anything. We will get to that at the end of this video, so hang tight, and then will bring me to open discussion. So let's welcome everybody. If you are new here, my name is Dr. Sahin. I'm a real scientist. I'm a geneticist, a cancer scientist, and a cancer immunotherapy specialist for 26 years, and I lived in multiple countries. I know the history, and I can do socio-psychological analysis as well, in a way that makes sense, because I know stuff and I live through stuff. And that's why it is not really crazy for me to predict things, because as you all know, for years, every single time, whatever I say, it happens to the T, and my predictions are always correct. So we will get to that. So subscribe if you haven't already, hit the like button, help support our channel so that critical thinking with knowledge can be distributed and be spread out in this world, rather than these BS people who absolutely have no clue what they're talking about, and they're just getting millions and millions of subscribers. God damn it, what is wrong with people? So if you are sincerely believing we have to switch to a world where knowledge is actually the power, not conspiracy BS, then hit the like button, subscribe, and let's go. So let's put the timestamps in. 7:43. Hey, thanks for the like. 7:54. And why are my pens not working? Oh, let's check out the Formula One Boston, F1. I love speed. So 8:16, and let's go. So again, as I said, on Saturday I posted my two reasons I believe that why the United States bombed the schools, right? The girls' schools in Iran. And then there was like, no. Actually, I want to make a video. So I hope I can bring this up here. I don't think I can, but if you watched, let me tell you this. Before even, and you know I like to do behavior analysis. I'm doing this since my childhood, right? The behavioral psychology. So if you have seen, when Trump is in Air Force One, behind of him is Pete Hegseth, right? And then the journalists, and this was before the actual investigation has resulted that yes, the United States was the one that bombed the girls' school in Iran. The very first target. If you haven't watched my short, watch that last short. That's about that. So if you looked to that video where he's in Air Force One and behind of him is Pete Hegseth, then the journalist asks and says, what's with the girls' schools bombing? And then look at immediately Hegseth. Look at him. immediately he does this. He looks down. Do you know what that is? And in the meantime, Trump says, I have no idea. I have no idea. Probably it's them. Just watch that. I don't have that clip here. I mean, I can't show that to you here, but please, after this, go back and watch that. The moment, this is just milliseconds, and this is how behavioral science work. These are millisecond stuff that you can catch. And that's what that is Pete Hegseth. 1000%, there's no math like 1000%, but here it is. 1000% he knows exactly what is happening before the investigation, because he knew that this was the United States. He knew that. We all knew. I mean, I made a video on Saturday, okay? And that video was based on my last Friday night. So on Friday night's live, I said that. Okay? Then on the beginning of the week, they're like, yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, we all know. We all knew. But Pete Hegseth looks down immediately and says, as Trump says, I have no idea. Okay? So that's that. Then the same thing happened with Karoline Levitt. The same thing, the same behavior. She immediately looks down. And then, as Trump says, I have no idea, and then Karoline Levitt says, no, like in the background, she says, no, to the to the reporters, and then Trump says, no, repeating what she said. So watch that. Karoline Levitt does the exact same thing. She looks down immediately. She's behind of Trump. She looks down immediately, and then she says, no, as Trump says, I have no idea what you're talking. No, what? And then Karoline Levitt says, no, and then Trump says, no. Watch that. It's unreal how this behavioral, you can see the behavior. Maybe I will do another separate video just to show you the clip, but just you can watch it after this. So absolutely insanity. Like, they really think we are dumb, and this will bring me later on to this guy here, but everybody thinks we are dumb, and because you are my channel, obviously we know what's going on, right? So then let me then talk about the real cost of the war. And this was a leak, okay, by the Pentagon. And here it is. And this is from the Daily Beast. Okay, I'm reading this article for you. This says, Pentagon leak reveals staggering cost of Trump's war. And by the way, before we get to that, I want to say there was this article that I think it was a commander or something, says that it is utterly disrespectful to the men and women in uniform who have died in this war, that he says, oh, it's an excursion. Like, what? This is, and the way he says it, with this smile, with this joke, with this so low level disrespectful, it's unreal to watch. It is so horrible to watch that he just, like, with this laughter, with this joke, and Pete Hegseth smiles and like, God damn it, these people have no idea who Iran is. This is insane. They have no clue. And I said this for the last 2 years. I have been saying, and this is my prediction that I said 2 years ago. I kept saying, and I almost had every single day for the last 1 year with my dad and mom conversations, and said, listen, because last year, remember, I said this was just the preview. The real war will start next year, meaning 2026. I said it last year on February 16, 2025. And then I said multiple times, because there was this attempt to bomb Iran, and I said I was so worried. I said, if this happens, Iran will do this and it will be gone. Everybody will be gone. Iran has that power. These people have no clue what they are doing, what they are talking about. Iran has this enormous power to just erase countries on earth. They have that power. Does anybody know Iranian people? I'm a scientist, and I can tell you since childhood from a variety of countries, the Iranian, and I have been saying this multiple times, like over the course of my entire life, Iranian physicians and dentists and engineers are off the chart. Does anybody know that? Like, what are we talking about? Just by looking at the science, what Iran is producing, the medicine, the dentistry, and the engineering is off the scale. Imagine for all these decades of engineers or medicine, and this is just a strong country. No wonder why Israel want them to be out of the occasion, because they are that strong. And I couldn't believe that United States, with that power of being such a war power, underestimating Iran. It is absurd and it's a joke. And to minimize it to the American people and to making a joke of it, like as if this is not a big deal, of course, like it's just an excursion. Like, what are we doing? You know what will happen? I told you there will be civil wars coming, and this is my Dr. Sahin predictions. I've been saying it for years. This war will last 4 to 6 years. Mark my word. And in the meantime, there will be civil war. Why? Again, my predictions. I've been saying this. Why there will be civil war? Not because of some dudes do some conspiracy theories. It's because this administration downplays like shit this war. The prices are off the scale. Go to the grocery and see what's happening. The groceries are down. Excuse me? Nothing is down. It gets higher and higher and higher every single day I go there. Nothing is going down. What is going down? Tell me one grocery item that goes down. One. Tell me one. There is none. And it will be worse. It will get worse. And this is why, and I will tell you, we'll come to what's actually happening in the United States and the background as this is happening. because it continues. Their agenda is continuing. The towards totalitarianism, it's continuing full speed. That's not ending anytime soon. It will get worse. And this is, I told you, has everything to do with elections and how much they will get. They are trying desperately for that act to pass from the Congress. Even Trump said this week, if we don't pass this, I'm done. Like, I have to pass this. That's what they want. That's what's happening. And in the meantime, they're just like, la 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 land. Yeah, this excursion of what's happening here. We are such a strong country. The prices goes down. And they even allowed, excuse me, Russian oil tanks to be used. What? Can you just, is anyone paying attention? This is surreal stuff what's going on. They all think we are dumb. And when people like this come on and tell some bullshit, and all these wannabe progressive lefty YouTubers, free news media, whatever the heck, giving attention to this nonsense and just even further distract the public from what's going on. And I will tell you at the end of this video, we will talk more about this, what these channels are, and I will recommend you one channel who I literally saw him talking about this, and I love this guy. I'm a subscriber of him, so I rarely subscribe to anybody, but I will definitely put his channel down here, so you have to watch his video too. So I already wrote him to say, let's push this, because you know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Let's push this so that people like this guy cannot destroy the humanity in this bullshit what he's talking about. So again, this is, we have to pay attention. We have to open our eyes, and we have to goddamn stop believing in some stupid conspiracy theories. Enough already. Just goddamn enough. All right? We need to open our eyes, open our ears, and we actually, as I keep saying it, so go to the goddamn grocery to understand what's going on. That's what I'm talking about. Go to get oil, get gas, and then see what's happening. And then look at the new list of the billionaires of this world. And Elon Musk had $830 billion of asset. Like, you can't make this shit up. Elon Musk has almost $1 trillion. I mean, it's just, what are we doing? So it's enough with the conspiracy theories. Enough. Don't click on them. Report them. Say this is bullshit, misinformation, and let's push the real information out so that we actually can serve humanity and actually save this world. Again, this, I'm telling you again, the leak of Pentagon, the real cost of the war. Again, this is from the Daily Beast. The Pentagon used 5.6 billion in advanced munitions in just the first 2 days. Actually, I can't cry right now. I mean, 5.6 billion in the first 2 days. I mean, I don't even know what to say. And in the meantime, we have $880 million of the fraction of all of this cut from Medicare, so that just people don't need to go to the healthcare because we are just absolutely not supporting, because why we would be supporting people? Why? Because we can actually make so close. We are so close to make Elon Musk a trillionaire. So why should we do it? What's with the people? It doesn't matter. According to the figures shared with Congress, the estimate provided by 3 U.S. officials on Monday and reported by the Washington Post reflects only the opening salvos of Operation Epic Fury before the military began shifting away from expensive precision munitions, including Tomahawk cruise missiles and advanced air defense interceptors, toward more plentiful laser-guided bombs. I can't believe that I'm using these words in my mouth. Like, what have we become that in this day and age that I am using these words in my mouth? I can't. What is happening? And also, they lied about how many, soldiers have died, Marines have died, right? Oh, just like, no, it's way more than that, what they're saying. Now they're starting to admit just a little bit. And now, as you'll see, maybe the news, maybe not, 1,800 Marines are being deployed right now. Like, who wants this? Who wants this? Everyone is saying, not with my daughter, not with my son. Yet, they are deploying right now 1,800 Marines. You can't make this shit up. Who cares about what American people want? Who cares about that? Actually, I'm just thinking about Jared Kushner. Let me just tell you something about Jared Kushner. I also some news. I want to Jared Kushner money. Okay. Let me just make a mark here. I will tell you more about that. So the news has sparked alarm on Capitol Hill over how quickly U.S. forces are burning through America's most high-end weaponry, according to the Post. Guys, can you just believe it? They are burning through the most sophisticated weaponry. Then what? Pentagon chief spokesman Sean Parnell insisted to the outlet that the Defense Department had everything it needs to execute any mission at the time and place of the president's choosing and on any timeline. Again, it wasn't even approved prior to the Congress. But the Post reports that Donald Trump's administration is now expected to send Congress a supplemental defense spending request worth potentially tens of billions of dollars as early as this week to help bankroll the campaign. That plea, it says, is certain to face fierce opposition from Democrats whose efforts to restrain further military action in Iran have so far come up empty. I actually can't cry. I mean, this is like, if nobody is outraged, I just don't know what's happening. The Daily Beast reported that last week that the war has been costing American taxpayers an estimated, get this, $1 billion a day. Let me repeat this. $1 billion a day. $880 million has been cut from the Medicare. Okay? Just so you understand the comparison of this. A pace that could push the total bill toward $215 billion if the conflict drags on through September, as some US officials have warned. Through September? What? This will last 4 to 6 years, okay? This is far from over. President Donald Trump, none of that appears to have punctured Trump's confidence. At a House Republican retreat as his Trump National Doral Resort in Doral, Florida on Monday, he told lawmakers the conflict would be a short-term excursion. Just, God damn it, stop using this word. That was going to be finished pretty quickly, according to Punchbowl News. He also used the occasion to claim Democrats had stopped attacking his economic record. You noticed you don't hear that word anymore, Mike, he told House Speaker Mike Johnson from the stage, referring to the word affordability, a claim Punchbowl noted was flatly contradicted by the reality of Democratic messaging on both sides of the Capitol. Behind the munitions cost, though, lies a deeper set of anxieties. The Pentagon has begun moving parts of a terminal high altitude area defense, or THAAD, system from South Korea to the Middle East, along with Patriot interceptors previously stationed across the Indo-Pacific. Mark Kansian, I think, a weapons inventory expert at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, told the Post that the relocation carries its own dangers. The more THAADs and Patriots you shoot, the more risk you assume in the Indo-Pacific and in Ukraine, he said. The two systems are considered the most advanced air defenses in the world. The concerns are not new. Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Kane had warned Trump, 79 years old, before the war began that a prolonged conflict could dangerously deplete America's stock of precision weaponry, already eroded by years of military aid to Ukraine and operations across at least 7 other countries. My God, what were they thinking? You already support for years Ukraine. You bomb other areas for the last 2-3 years. Like, what is happening? What were you thinking? Where will the money come from? Let me tell you, it will not come from Elon Musk giving his $215 billion from his $830 billion assets. It will not come from, I don't know, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Altman. I don't know, Sam Altman is not in the list, but I don't know. So it will come out from you and I. That's where it's coming out. From your bread, from my milk, that's where it comes out. I don't have a car, but if you have a car, it will come out from your car. It will come out from your house mortgage, your rent, your, I don't know, healthcare already are in the toilet. So what more they want from us? Do you understand now why civil war is coming? This is why. This is why civil war is coming, because of they're playing with our elections. That's going on. We will discuss this. And with the living. I'm telling you that these two will drag us, and this war, these three, this will make this enough is enough. That's it. Okay. Secretary Pete Hegseth, 45, and Kane told reporters last week that the campaign was transitioning away from its reliance on precision munitions. Do you know what that means? It means deployment. I just told you. They know what they know. When they come to the television and say, I don't know, they know everything. That's why go back and watch it. Hegseth looks down. He knows everything. Okay? Kansian said that shift would dramatically cut the pre-strike cost from several $1 million per round to as little as 100,000 in some cases. Iran has continued to strike back with unexpected sophistication. Russia has been supplying, and exactly. I don't know if you follow the news, but Russia is apparently helping Iran with intelligence. And our people are not even concerned about this. This is leaked out last week. We all saw, hear this and read this in the news. This week, he says, yeah, he probably knows. Like, what? What is happening? Jesus, like, what is actually happening? Yeah, of course. Yeah, probably he knows. Ugh, yeah. And then he also gives permission for the Russian oil. Sure, why not? What is happening? Iran has continued to strike back with unexpected sophistication. Russia has been supplying Iran forces with intelligence to sharpen the targeting of their attacks on US. I mean, you can't make this shit up. And Israeli positions, according to the Post. 3 American F-15 fighter jets were also destroyed in friendly fire incident involving Kuwait at an estimated 100 million apiece, according to Kansian. And that's out of the toilet, out of the window, already 3, which per F-15 is $100 million, times 3, $300 million. So do you add this up as I say? And in mind, still keep the $880 million cut from the Medicare. Okay? That includes children's health, maternity health, people who can't afford luxury healthcare, that healthcare. This all is included in this. But we can burn $300 million just by cutting off the F-15 fighter jets. And $1 million for just one round of munition. 7 US service members have now died in the conflict. And again, many people say is way more. Way more. 6 in an Iranian drone strike on military facility in Kuwait, and a 7th following an attack in Saudi Arabia. And by the way, if you didn't know the news, pretty much Dubai and United Arab Emirates are destroyed. So there's another news today that says all these oligarch, billionaires, millionaires located in the United Arab Emirates, they will be all gone and will never come back. And do you now understand also the word economics? Like, what does it mean? United Arab Emirates will be over. There will be no United Arab Emirates to bring all the oligarchs and their places, to bring all the offshore money there. And also their living will be all based on that, will be all also gone. So imagine a world, where is the next United Arab Emirates or Qatar, where all the offshore money goes for the oligarchs? Where will that location be? Do you see? Do you see? Keep all of this in your mind as I put this into your mind, when at the end we will talk about this bullshit professor who is talking utter nonsense and anybody gives him credit. It's absurd. So keep all of this in your mind. So 7 US, as I mentioned, okay, the dailies contacted the Pentagon and White House for comment, and Pentagon declined to discuss the matter, of course. So, okay, let's see. Okay, let's continue on this of the money. And just one second. All right, no chats so far. Let's continue. This is from the New York Times. First week of Iran war costs more than $11 billion, Pentagon tells Congress. In Capitol Hill briefing, officials gave their most comprehensive assessment of the cost of the first 6 days of the war, but the number omitted several aspects of the operation. Pentagon officials told lawmakers, and this happened 2 days ago on March 11. Pentagon officials told lawmakers in a closed-door briefing on Capitol Hill on Tuesday that they estimated the cost of the war against Iran had exceeded $11.3 billion in the first 6 days alone. How much I said was the cut of Medicare? $880 million from all Americans. And we are burning through, while the oil prices, the grocery prices, the milk, the bread, the vegetables are going up and up and up, and we're burning through $11.3 billion in 6 days, not even a week, in 6 days. And I'm telling you, this will go on for 4 to 6 years, including a civil war in the United States and worldwide. I'm telling you, already. If you follow the German news, something unreal happened. Unreal happened. The Green Party, Cem Öztürk, the leader of the Green Party, has won Baden-Württemberg. It's been said in Germany, it's like, if you watch the German, all over the German news, they're like, what? Like, what? Okay, so I'm telling you, the people, it's not, that's why what this dude is saying is bullshit, because, as I keep saying it, the times we are living, this dude is saying is bullshit, because the times we are living is we the people. We the people. There's no time for conspiracies, whatever the heck. That's what they want, to confuse people. It's been for centuries. This confusion, delusion, over. It's over. I already made tons of videos about this. This delusion, illusion is over. It will be over, and this further, the delusion that they're trying to push through the system to people's brain, no sir, no ma'am, it won't work, because we are on the times of we the people. It won't work. The people like you and I, and the guy, the YouTuber that he's from UK, he's amazing, and I will put his channel's link in below. You can go ahead and watch that video as well. So people like us, knowledgeable people, will lead, and critical thinking. That's why I'm saying, go ahead and become a member as an independent analyst and the strategic thinker, to actually help us, people who knows what they're talking about and have knowledge and can do critical analysis and put 2 plus 2 together and see what is going on and have some knowledge about other countries in real life. These people, we are the ones leading the world, not these BS conspiracy theorists. This is insanity. And we will get to this. Hang tight by the end of the video. So I haven't even had my coffee or tea or water with me. God damn it. So yeah, grab your tea, coffee, whatever, your water for me and drink for me. Okay. So, and thanks for the like, by the way. Thank you. So the estimate did not include many of the costs associated with the operation, such as the build-up of military hardware and personnel ahead of the first strikes, because it was just so randomly done. Like as you throw up something and then, or you just throw spaghetti at the wall and see whatever sticks. With Iran, that doesn't work that way. You can't throw spaghetti at the wall when it comes to Iran. I've been saying this at least for the last 2 years. Every single day, especially last year, where we were almost at the edge of going into war with Iran. That's why I said multiple times, I was so scared. I was scared because I knew this will be a huge mistake. And this is why I'm so passionate about this, because I said it. It will get worse. It will get worse. That's why it's not the time to not only believe in conspiracy theories and also promote them. And again, don't click report for misinformation, for spam, scam, whatever the heck. Let's stop this. Let's stop this, because this will further hurt people, not helping at all. And I can't believe that, and we will get to this at the end, but I can't believe like this pseudo lefty, I don't know, progressive YouTubers, independent media, self-made journalists that they give attention to those conspiracy theories just because he says, oh yeah, you know, anti this, anti that, just because you say anti, or as Americans say anti, I can't say it, I just said the German way, but anti whatever, then it just doesn't mean he is credible. Okay? Just because you fuel your little bit of the tip of your brain that says anti everything, just because somebody used those words doesn't mean they're accurate in what they're talking about. You have to understand the whole thing in order to assess whether somebody talks bullshit or conspiracy theory or actually what they're saying is accurate. So, the estimate did not include many of the costs associated with the operation, such as the buildup of military hardware and personnel ahead of the first strikes. For that reason, lawmakers expect the number of growth considerably as the Pentagon continues to calculate the costs that accumulated just in the first week. Still, it appeared to be the most comprehensive assessment Congress had received so far, amid mounting questions about the objectives, scope, and time frame for the war. Time frame? What? What time frame? Did they ever give a time frame? I mean, who was this? Blumenthal? Yeah. Blumenthal, don't let me get started with Blumenthal, but I'm just saying, like, when he came out from that meeting, he's like, what the hell was this? Right? Everybody who came out, they said, even the Republicans, they're like, what was this? There's no time frame, there's no, and even Blumenthal, I think it was Blumenthal, said, like, this, it scared me so much, like, what's going on? The New York Times and the Washington Post reported earlier that defense officials had said in recent congressional briefings that the military used up $5.6 billion of munitions in the first 2 days of the war. That is far larger amount and munitions burn rate than had been publicly disclosed. The Center for Strategic International Studies estimated the first 100 hours of the operation cost $3.7 billion or $891.4 million each day. How much again was the cut of the Medicare? 880 million. And they are burning through that a day. A day. And we are talking about the whole American's healthcare system, including children, including women's health, all gone. All gone. Now we are burning through that a day. Okay, great, awesome. Keep going, keep going. And let's push all these conspiracy theories and support that bullshit and make money off of YouTube, clicks and clicks and clicks and more clicks, and make money off of this. These YouTubers, I told you, the first Trump administration, I told you, this David Pacman and that Brian Cohen, Taylor Cohen, whatever the heck, that guy, I told you that Brian Taylor Cohen made a career and fortune off of Trump's first presidency. Full stop, period. That's what we are dealing with here, okay? They all made money. And if you remember, I remember to this day, like yesterday, that dude was doing non-stop, hatred, everything about his whatever video was about Trump, like almost as if he would say Trump went to toilet. His person got and the like. What are you talking about? Enough. He was fueling, and this Midas touch network. Jesus, like, what? How are you different from MAGA? You are and he's like, yeah, we are better than Fox News. Oh, we are more than Fox News. Because they talk like this, right? Yeah, you are like Fox News. You are the other side of MAGA, fueling hatred that you say you hate, and then you're fueling that, making millions and millions, and every single video you push people to subscribe and more, and hit the 2 million, hit the 5 million, hit the 6 million. What are we talking about? These people, I'm telling you, the so-called progressive YouTubers, left, whatever, they're all for money. I keep saying this. As I said, I keep saying this fake spiritual people, fake terrorists, astrologers, fake psychologists, fake these left progressive, I don't know, journalist, right? Do you remember for the last 2 years, I keep doing this, like for everything I say, because it's true. It's literally like this. Who is Brian Taylor Cohen? He is like an actor. He is actually an actor. And now he is a self-made journalist. And then apparently they have a pack. I mean, gee, like, don't even get started. It's surreal. It's just what's going on. And that's why I'm telling this, like, open your eyes. That's why I get so mad when people blindly believe in these politicians, these YouTubers. That's why oxytocin, right? We talked about oxytocin, the social hormone. I literally not today, what was that? 2 days ago, when I was going to the dentist, like I saw on the train a guy who had a bag, a tote bag, was literally saying interdisciplinary oxytocin research group. You know, this is like, so there is actually at Mass General, there is an interdisciplinary oxytocin research group. And I would be like to really know what kind of oxytocin research they're doing. It can be going in a variety of levels. All of this, the YouTuber followers and everything, this is all about oxytocin. Like the cult leaders, they're all using this, right? To desperate, like all the, I don't know, cultist leaders, gurus, they all use this because they're fiercely defending the leader, the group leader, the pack leader, right? For all politicians, it's all oxytocin. So now, the first wave of the bombardment used weapons including the AGM-154 glide bomb, which can cost from $578,000 to $836,000. The Navy bought 3,000 of them. I mean, it pisses me so off. It pisses me so off when I'm thinking of, I don't know, buying milk and, I don't know, cooking my meals. It's just the transportation, the housing, electricity, I mean, what is this? The Navy bought 3,000 of them nearly 2 decades ago. Since then, the US military has said it will switch to using far less expensive bombs, such as the Joint Direct Attack Munition. The smallest size of warhead costs about 1,000 and the guidance kit runs about 38,000. Some Republicans, including Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, the chairman of the subcommittee that funds Pentagon, have urged over the course of multiple administrations that the United States ramp up its spending on munitions production. But other Republicans have balked at ramping up military funding and in recent days have questioned the idea of approving a costly supplemental funding package for the conflict they worry could become open-ended. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Yet you still voted no for the resolution. All Republicans except, ironically, from Kentucky, Ron Paul voted no for the War Powers resolution. So what are we talking about? And of course, then we talked about in last week's video, right? This Lisa Murkowski, and Senator Collins from Maine. Always scared of the consequences and always voting for whatever the heck is horrible for the people. And what does Sagar says from Breaking Points? Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins always voted against Trump. Like, what? What? I mean, and Crystal, if you know these people, they're like, what? This is unreal, like actually unreal. Okay. And Democrats have cast a considerable doubt on their willingness to back an emergency funding measure for the operation, at least until top administration officials offer Congress more detail about the U.S. strategy and endgame. Guys, I don't understand. So let me get this straight. We, the people, vote these people into office for goddamn 6 years. They're sitting on their behind, like as I'm relaxed sitting like this, for 6 years. They get their health insurance, they get their housing, their money, they make the bank account, they get all the, I don't know, 501Ks and retirement set, all of that said and done, right? Nice, beautiful, from our taxpayers' dollars. And then there's a war with, again, our taxpayers' dollars that we have absolutely no control over. Imagine, think like that, this. You put money in a bank, okay? Almost as what I had happened to me in real life, and think about that way. Last year, and I mentioned this briefly, but I will talk about more this in my AI channel, okay? A responsible AI channel, because it has a lot to do with AI and chatbots, okay? Not chatbots, but bots, AI bots that block everything from healthcare to everything. Now they are at banking. That happened to me. 2 years ago, it happened to me at PayPal. 2 years, last year, since November, happened to me into an investment account. And so I couldn't, they blocked me out of my account. PayPal did that, and this investment account did it. For months, because of AI bots, I had zero access to my money. Zero. I had to pay my bills. That was my money. It was my money. It is my money. Actually, it was. I said was because I outsmarted them. Okay. I outsmarted them after months of fights. They had no power over the game I played to them. So I had then was able to have access, because that's why I will talk more about monetary stuff in the other channel. But so imagine like what happened to me. You don't have access to your money. Zero. That bank or that company decides whatever they want to do with your money, that you put it in there. You could have gone to another bank or another investment account or another savings account, but you choose that bank or that company to put your money in. But your money is now blocked, and they decide whatever they want to do with your money. Wouldn't you be... Isn't that fraud? Isn't that stealing? It's your money, right? So, did I give you permission to do whatever the heck you want with my money? So, for example, the same thing with our senators and representatives. I vote you in because you promised me in the elections that you protect me. And now you go in there like the AOC and stuff did, right? The people, progressive, the people, affordability. Yeah, sure. And then like AOC would go underneath the wing of Nancy Pelosi, and then, as we all know, they are prepping her, polishing her, prepping her for the Democratic presidential candidate. That's why she sucked so much in Munich in the conference. Go in, South Sea Garage, yay! Hi, I almost didn't watch this because the truth, hold on, because the truth is so maddening. Plus, how will we vote them out? Is they make voter ID stricter than getting on an airplane. Yes, we will talk about this, what they're doing right now. It will get worse. It will get worse. That's why I'm saying, and good to see you, by the way. I mean, good that you're here. Thank you for being here. So that's what I'm saying. We have to stop to promote these conspiracy theories and have them actually like report on YouTube, click dislike and report, because we don't have the luxury to let this slide or to be blindfolded. It's not the time. Those blindfolded times, I told you, if you follow my Sunday work, I've mentioned that these, for the last, since 2011, for 12 years of blindfoldedness is over. It's over. It will never come back in our lifetime. It is a time for open our eyes and go for it. We, the people, it's time for us to use our smarts and go forward. There's no time. But these people, these influencers, the manipulator, the gurus, all the fake people who manipulated the people for the last 12 years, They and made money like a crazy money off of manipulating people, fake shit all along. Those still think they can get away with this and continue. That's what they're trying to do. That's why they keep manipulating and pushing. This is now the new reality. No, sir. No, ma'am. It's not, and it doesn't work that way. Because we are at the times where we have the power, and it will be so until 2033. That's what it is. So this until mid 2028, it will be the people's lesson. Can you do it? Will you do it? Do you have this? And then from 2023 to 2033, it's on. It's full on, and it will be, there's no going back. The civil war will be at the highest level. Okay? So, and I will get to this with what they're doing with the elections. So, as I keep saying it, I mention this all the time, for years, for decades, in other countries in Europe, where it was more severe there than it's here. That's why I know, that's why I'm so passionate about this, to warn people that you don't know what you have here in this country. If it is gone, it is gone. And I cannot tell you right now, because as I'm telling you, although I'm not a citizen of that country, I can't tell you, because the surveillance and all that, okay? I can't tell you. But I guess you understood what I'm talking about. So if a country turned from democratic to have leaders in power for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds of elections, and every time they keep destroying the Constitution and more, so that they have more the ability to stay in power, which was illegal under the Constitution. Now it is then become legal because they changed the Constitution. So then they're in power for 20, 25, 30 years. And everything, the entire justice system turns into in other people in the power's hand. And then the public gets manipulated through social media to the mainstream media, which the country's leaders have in power. So there are no real media because it's sided, and there's no free press anymore because they own the press. And then there's movies and the TV series where more and more and more and more people get manipulated down the line, and voila. If you know a little bit about world politics, I am sure you understood what I'm talking about, what country I'm talking about, and at least 2 countries would come to your mind at the minimum. And this country is doing everything to do the exact same, follow the exact same script. If you want conspiracy theory, this is not conspiracy theory. It is already a plan. I mean, this is what it is. This is not even a conspiracy theory. It is the identical photocopy plan. It is identical. Like, I can't believe that people can't see this. It's a photocopy of the agenda. It's photocopy. Just by looking at the world politics, who are being said are the most powerful leaders. Look at what they did this match what I just said, what they did to their countries? Yeah, because it's photocopy. Okay? Even Angela Merkel. People don't understand who Angela Merkel is. Like, what are we? This is insanity to me. There is an Angela Merkel generation. The millennials, the German millennials are Angela Merkel generation. And what that means is, oh, good God, the battery is running out. Damn it. Let me just finish my thought. What that means is, in Germany, there was one election, maximum two. The first time ever in Germany, ever, there was the third time in power. The third time. That was never heard of. It wasn't a thing. You couldn't do it. But they did. And do you know who Angela Merkel is? She's not this world woman leader. She is the racist of the racist. She's an anti-immigrant promoter. She is from the Christian Party, CDU. Christian Democratic Party. I don't even know what that means. Christian Democratic Party, the CDU. This is where she is from. This is her party. She is the anti-immigrant. She ran on this. The first round that she become the Chancellor of Germany, she ran on it. She ran on the racist basis. And now we are surprised of the AfD after World War II, the first time in the government, they're not AfD. The neo-Nazis? Are we surprised? Angela Merkel brought the Germany to there. And I cannot even tell you the illusion of that millennial Angela Merkel generation, because they came to MIT and Harvard for like a week or 2 weeks for research, whatever. And you cannot believe their delusion. Germany is insanity expensive. Okay, after euros, it's just skyrockets. Germany is known for quality. If you know anything about German shoes or Turkish shoes, Germany and Italian, Spanish shoes, like shoes, German quality. Go to Germany, go to a shoe store, it stinks like you go to Aldo here. It stinks plastic. Same thing in Turkey, the Turkish shoes. There is a thing, is like Turkish shoes, like Italian shoes. This was known. German shoes. The most comfortable shoes you would ever had in your entire life. You go into the stores, it smells plastic shit because they are come from China. Everything is plastic. At the groceries and all that is so expensive, and the unemployment rate. I know people who are living with government help, although they have degrees. And you see these Angela Merkel millennial generation coming to Harvard, MIT, blah, 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 for 2 or 3 weeks, and then they're talking bullshit, and then you just think that you can open a conversation or discuss some stuff. And when you say, I mean, it's even in the news when you say the unemployment rate is extremely high. Do you know what they say? Unemployment is 0. You're like, what? What do you mean 0? Yeah. And they're like this. Yeah. Unemployment is 0. 0%? That's not even a thing. Like, where do you live? Like, under a rock? How does even in a country, any country, unemployment 0%? And you are a smart ass coming to MIT and Harvard? Like, what? How does it even work? Like, how is it even possible economically? Jesus. And then you say, yeah, the grocery is so expensive. No, the grocery is cheap. You're like, where do you live? Like, what are you talking about? It's unreal. It's surreal. That's why I'm saying this is happening. And that's why I said, if you didn't watch the Gen Z video, watch the Gen Z video that I made. It's because the Gen Zs are the ones are done, are over here. You see every single day another article. The Gen Zs are done. Why are the Gen Zs like this? Because they're actually done. I had even on my video multiple Gen Zs, so smart, so smart, writing in the comments saying philosophically analysis and saying, I'm done. Like, I'm done with all this bullshit. That's why I say they are the ones who will save the world. And then the alpha generation, because we started the alpha generation, which never happened in this lifetime. This is the brand new. So the Gen Zs are the ones who will run the civil war, and the new world will be done and run by the alpha generation. That's it. That's 100% this will happen. So, how, to your question, how can we vote them out? By, as I just said, all of this combined, not one thing the other, by protecting at all cost our constitution, our voter rights, calling, I keep saying, calling our senators, calling our representatives every freaking day. They have to, as I keep saying it, they are serving us. There's something called bothering them. No, we need to bother them. If you are not doing what I have told you to do, that's what I told you to. I give you this, right? You give your money to the bank and say, I give this to you. So you give me the percentage so that I can grow my money, not your money. I select you to grow my money. It's still my money. If you think it that way, it's just crystal clear that they work for us. We vote you there. If you don't do a shit what I told you to do, and I give you money so that you can live on your ass in your home, make multi-million dollars, get 401k, get your health insurance, your dental insurance, live comfortably in your life, go in and out, and nice jackets and nice, colorful clothing, and vote whatever the heck. No. I'm sorry. No. If you are in a state where all these Republican senators are there, then you need to say your senator, which that's why the town halls, right? Last year we saw all the town halls are now full with people. Full with people are saying no. This is exactly how it is, how it's supposed to be and how it will be. And again, it will get worse. But this is what we need to do. And we have to really also push with the YouTubers because they spread some pretty darn shit, okay? And this is very, very, very hard to watch. Very, very hard to watch. Okay. So now wow, I went on this. Whew. So lunch 25. So let me talk about, yeah, I got these pentagons. Okay, so now let's talk about the elections, okay? And then we'll talk about that goddamn person with conspiracy theories. But before that, I have to get my, hold on one second. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So now let's talk about the election, okay? So what's going on behind the scenes is White House mulls defunding civil rights election observer program that aims to protect minority voting rights, sources say. This is so important. So I saw this yesterday. And I was like, okay, I have to talk about this because this is why nobody is talking about this, because it goes under the radar. This is so important. So let me just do one thing. Hold on. Okay, 1 second. Oops. Let me just do one thing. Sorry. Okay. So. And this is from the CBS News, okay? And this says, the White House is considering ending funding for a long-time civil rights election program aimed at protecting rights of minority populations to vote. Do you get that? Sources familiar with the matter tell CBS News. Did you now see what I just said leaked you in? This is what's happening right now. First, they want, with the act, to really make sure that especially women will have a hard time voting. Now they are attacking the minorities. I told you with that girl's attack, I told you the Republicans, they sincerely do not value women. Women and minorities are the same thing for them. You can see it. It's actually, they say it to your face. The Federal Observer Program, authorized under the Voting Rights Act. Do you see what's happening? The Voter Rights Act. That's what they're trying to eliminate. And then also, this is under the program for minorities. And launched in 1966, is an Office of Personnel Management operation that partners with the Justice Department to send neutral third-party observers to monitor election sites to ensure voters don't experience discrimination at the polls, whether it is due to race, language barriers, or disabilities. Imagine. They want to get rid of this. Didn't I just told you over and over again the $880 million cut from Medicare and how much we burn through the money? Remember, last year, before the shutdown, how much money it was raised to the military? Right? They were 2 times money was given a raise before the shutdown, twice for the military. And now we want to defund this side of the election too. Not just now the minority and immigrants, I'm meaning the women, and making it harder for women and immigrants. But now, for disabled people, people with language barriers, and race. Like, you can't make this stuff up. Like, it's literally in our face. What bothers me in my, like, in life, real, like, not just this politics, but in life, when someone, I don't know if you the same, but for me, if someone tries to put me like in talks to me like I'm dumb, I'm getting so pissed. I am getting so pissed. And that's why it pisses me so off. That's why I'm using this terrible language. If my mom hears me, she would be so mad because I'm using these words, but I'm really, really mad that when these people think we are so dumb, they are just saying to our face, like, you are so dumb and we can do whatever the heck we want. And yeah. And when you look at the internet, I am not dumb. You are not dumb, but the people, which I will show you in a second, who follow these people, millions of people, yes, apparently they are dumb and believe in this, what they are doing, what they are actually saying to our face. The observers, who are both recruited and trained by the Office of Personnel Management, are expected to watch, listen, and take notes without interfering in the voting process. The observers then turn over their findings to the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division. The White House is exploring whether to cut spending for the program, sources say, in a discussion that comes as the country gears up for crucial midterm elections. Is this November that will determine which party controls the Congress. It's just like, as the banks would do robbery, which that company obviously did with my money, because of AI bots, I was unable to have access to my money. It's literally robbery. And I said it to them. That's robbery, literally. You're stealing my money. And this is exactly what's happening here. And they think they can get away with this. That's why it's important that we share these videos, my videos, okay? The observers, okay. The White House is exploring whether to cut spending for the program, sources say, in a discussion that comes as a country gears up. I mentioned that. the Republicans worry about the prospect of losing control of the House or Senate. Yeah, if you follow what's going on with the races, then we will see they have all the means to be scared. That's why they are trying to do it. I'm telling you, we see the exact same playbook in the other countries. I know it, I saw it, I lived through it, I'm still seeing it, and I have people live there, and I'm trying to warn here people because this is the same playbook what's going on. So as Republicans worry about the prospect of losing control of the House or Senate, President Trump is being lobbied by far-right activists who are encouraging him to declare the national emergency. Did I say that? We talked about this. We talked about this national emergency in order to assert federal control over voting in America. That's the end of the story. That's it. That's actually it. The Heritage Foundation was working on it. The Project 2025, whatever. They are working on this for a really long time. It's not just their playbook. It's the playbook. It's the playbook. I just told you. The other countries already are through for the last 25 years. But this country, I was always proud that the United States of America, the people in the US, are not like the other countries' people. There's a lot that, believe or not, I've seen this over and over again. The people move and shake this country and make happen, make the laws happen. I'm telling you, I've never seen in any country what I'm seeing what the people are accomplishing here. The people do have power. Look at the Epstein Act. Look at this. This didn't happen because of some politician. We forced the Congress. They had to come up with a bipartisan thing. Why? Because of the midterm election. They're thinking of their own behind. This is how it works. That's why I'm saying we, the people, is even more emphasized. And that's why the civil war will also come, because we will not let this happen. That's why I'm saying we have to educate more people, bring this to more people, to tell them what's actually happening behind the scenes. And we do have, and I know in other countries, people say, oh, what can I do? I mean, you also, right, the Going South Garage also said, like, how can we even vote these people out? Yeah, we can vote these people out. We actually can. Listen, if we were able to get this Epstein files released with a law that the president signed, we can achieve anything. We can achieve anything so long we are continue to push with our brains and don't allow also the secondary influencers to influence and manipulate the people for their own money, for their own sakes. Okay, I'm telling you, they are equally thinking of their own ass, their own money, their own bank accounts. I'm telling you. So it's up to us, and I only want you to think about this. That's it. Think about, I have to tonight or this weekend go to the grocery store and I have to buy food. I have to buy, I don't know, gas to my car. I have to pay the rent. I have whatever surgeries coming up, or I have the dental procedures coming up. How can I supposed to pay the money and all that? I only want you to think that and be fueled by that and nothing else. That, my friend, will keep us going. And don't let this bullshit happen. Only that, because that's why if you see that I'm boiled, is because of that. I'm telling you, on Thursday, I was in a consultation for dental procedures that I couldn't get done, and there were so many mistakes have been done by professors on my tooth that now every year goes by, it gets worse and worse and worse, and I am facing the consequence. I was even thinking to write an article on LinkedIn to say, if people like the medical professionals did mistakes 10, 20, 30 years ago, and I am paying the consequences, that the money goes up and up and up to even fix their mistakes, how by law is this possible they can get scot-free out of this? Can I go back and sue them? I want to do that. I want to sue them. Because of their mistake, I would pay almost thousands of dollars of procedures because of their mistake. So how does it work? How does the law work? So the medical professions can do whatever shit they want, and down the line, I can't even fix that because I am now paying the burden of what their mistakes have done. They exploded my tooth, okay? I've never seen my entire life a tooth exploding in my mouth, which did. And I am facing now the consequences for years on that. So what I'm saying is, if you need to be outraged, think about the gas that you have to put. Think about your rent, your mortgage. I don't know if you have children, your children, school, whatever the heck. It doesn't matter. Or if you just want to go in a nice restaurant and eat some nice dinner. Can you afford it? No. That's it. That's it. Do you deserve it? Hell yeah. Do you deserve to live in a nice home? Of course, hell yeah. Can you afford it? No. That's it. End of the story. That's your push. Every time you need to, and I'm not saying to be outraged and just like, I'm just saying, don't believe in the bullshit any YouTuber tells you for clicks and more subscription, or any politician come to your face and just like la 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 la, yeah, go away. I don't trust you. You do what I want. I don't care. So, and when that happens, see what's happening. This is, I'm telling you, keep in your mind, in this administration, if the people were able to pass the Epstein Act, that's it. That's all we need to know. That's why we can do it, and we will do it. We will do it. I'm predicting it. We will do it. But so long you are spreading the knowledge out, spreading my videos so that people can actually open their eyes for actually what's going on. Okay, let's do this very quickly before I go to the last section, And that's, you will see, which I'm exactly what I'm talking about, manipulation, okay? So, okay, at the same time, the Justice Department Civil Rights Division is suing more than 24 states in a bid to collect sensitive voter roll data that the Department of Homeland Security wants to use for criminal and immigration enforcement efforts, according to sources with direct knowledge of the matter. On the new channel, the responsible AI that I will be starting soon, if you want to learn more about all this surveillance and tech and everything what's going on, stay tuned, subscribe here, because I will let you know when I open the new channel. Because all the AI, all the surveillance, what they're using, technology, what's going on with the AI bots in healthcare, Medicare, and insurance system, and immigration, and all of that stuff, Palantir, and investments, and the money, and I will talk all about this there. I have so much to talk about. Geez, so much. But I will not talk this here, I will talk about this there. So subscribe here so that you can be informed when I open that channel. Deep fake, all that stuff, okay? So much surreal stuff is going on. So the Federal Observer Program is relatively inexpensive. Congress allocated, see, that's what I'm saying, it's relatively inexpensive. The Medicare, $880 million, which I gave you multiple examples, how the money is compared to the burn through money we're doing with the military. And this is exactly what it is. So I will tell you the money. She was just, it's a joke. An OPM official confirmed the program is being evaluated, noting that it has only been used at a handful of locations since 2013 that are under a court order to do so. The cost, look, the cost to send observers to those locations has risen from about 2.2 million to 2.5 million, the official said. Do you remember how much munition we are burning through per day? $1 million. $1 million. Okay? Per day. And this is the program, the whole program. The White House referred CBS News' request for comment to the Justice Department. The Voter Rights Act was enacted in 1965 to prevent states with a long history of discriminatory election practices from defranchising primarily black voters. Originally, the Justice Department used a formula to determine which states and municipalities had a history of discriminatory practices. Those who met the criteria were then required by law to obtain pre-clearance from the Justice Department before making changes to any of its voting laws. At one time, the Justice Department sent OPM-trained federal observers to over 100 counties across the nation on election day, according to data seen by CBS News. During the 2012 elections, more than 1,000 federal observers were sent to polling sites across America, a formal federal official told CBS News. A large portion of the law was gutted by 2013 Supreme Court decision Shelby County versus Holder, which found that the formula used by the Justice Department to ascertain which states or counties had a history of discrimination was outdated and unconstitutional. That decision, in turn, has substantially hinder the Justice Department's ability to enforce its provisions. Without the ability to review potentially discriminatory new voting laws from going into effect, the Justice Department or private parties such as legal advocacy groups must now rely on trying to litigate them after they have been passed. Now, federal observers may only be sent to jurisdictions in which there is a court order. Oh my God. There are only few court orders in effect that call for the use of federal observers. Union County, New Jersey, Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and 2 areas in rural Alaska. That's it. In 2016, more than 300 federal observers were dispatched to polling places, while approximately 250 were used during elections that took place in 2024, the formal federal officials said. Since that court decision, the Justice Department has heavily relied on its own election monitoring program, in which it sends lawyers from the Civil Rights Division to polling places that are not eligible for the assignment of federal observers. Wow. A Justice Department spokesman, imagine now this Justice Department. A Justice Department spokesperson said the department has no plan. Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just said that? I just said it. A Justice Department spokesperson said that the department has no plans to end its own monitoring program in the Civil Rights Division. The Department of Justice is committed to ensuring our elections remain fair. Okay, I misread that. I misread. So they want to keep it, but they are also not want to keep it. What is happening? The Justice Department spokesperson said the department has no plans to end its own monitoring program in the Civil Rights Division. Okay, hold on. So, the Justice Department's own civil rights decisions, their own lawyers in the Justice Department run by Pam Bondi. But the other one, the general with federal observers, those will be out. But from the Justice Department civil rights, they want to keep it. How can we, we are talking about the Justice Department of Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi, how many times she lied about the Epstein files? So, just fair and just election? You want to get rid of the election. That's what you want to do. How can we, what are you talking about? The Department of Justice is committed to ensuring our elections remain fair, free, and transparent, and has no plans to end its monitorship program, which is integral to assessing compliance with federal voting rights laws across the country, the spokesperson said. If the White House eliminates funding for the Federal Observer Program, it will strike another blow in the department's ability to protect Americans' rights under the Voting Rights Act. You want to get rid of the act! Despite the existence of Justice Department's own election monitoring program, the Federal Observer Program has historically been a favored approach for a few reasons. First, federal observers are regarded as neutral and do not work for the Justice Department section that also litigates against counties and states over voting rights issues. And by law, federal observers are allowed to be located inside polling places. In recent years, Republican-controlled states like Texas and Florida have get this, refused to permit Justice Department election monitors to enter the polling sites. Did you just, I mean, it's in your face. We are talking about, we just in 2 sentences ago, we talked about the law. 2 sentences later, we are saying, excuse me, I don't care about the law, and I don't care about the Justice Department's program. I, Texas, and I, Florida, I'm not going to allow them in. So it's already happening. It's already happening. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. It's already happening despite the law. How many laws did these people have broken since coming to office last year? That's what they're pushing. In the first 100 days was how many lawsuits? 147 or so lawsuits. That's what they're trying to exhaust the system. Exhaust the system so that they can do whatever they want. Further, even when the Justice Department Civil Rights Division was fully staffed, it often lacked the manpower to cover all of its election monitoring, forcing the department to seek volunteers elsewhere in the department, according to sources with direct knowledge of the matter. At this point, the Civil Rights Division now has lost more than 75% of its historic staffing levels. I told you. This game of not funding, it's bullshit because it's happening already. It's happening already. It's unreal. It's actually unreal. Okay. So, finally, I want to talk about this dude here, okay? So, finally, I want to talk about this guy here. Now, out of the sudden, I had no idea about who this guy is. This Mirror article says, Chinese Nostradamus who predicted war with Iran gives chilling warning about how it ends. So this guy has a professor title, is a Yale graduate, and has a channel that's called Predictive History or something. Has 1 million or so subscribers. Has another channel with some short videos, almost like 840 something thousand subscribers, almost hitting 1 million. And this guy is out of the sudden everywhere on these pseudo lefty progressive channels, on Breaking Points, on Jimmy Doyley whatever show. I mean, I can't watch this. I just can't. So what this guy is actually doing is this guy has absolutely zero, not forget about background of geopolitics, because they are saying that he is the geopolitical predictor, whatever they are saying here. Not only that, he has zero clue, no background in geopolitics. His background is English literature. That's it. He did study geopolitics, he didn't study politics, he didn't study history. And what I'm saying is you don't have to study this in order to be able to talk about these topics like I do. However, second, this guy has absolutely no understanding of history and of the countries he's talking about. Like zero. And I will put the link to that YouTuber that I like. He's from UK, super channel. And he literally, just before I came on live, he made a video about this guy just right 1 hour after I got the news about this article here. And I was like, I can't even believe this. So I listened to, and I 100 billion% agree of what he says, because he has actually the background that he is giving us. And he also, like I say, it's bullshit what he's talking. He's getting so mad and says he's like a mad person talking in a bar like that. And it's true. Do you know what he says? By the way, we all predict, I mean, it's not rocket science to predict this war. What's so weird about this? I have been predicting this war. I have predicted the COVID-19 pandemic. I have predicted also post-pandemic how the world will be. This is the very first videos on my channel. Go ahead and watch it. I predicted the shift of the world order. I have predicted all of this. And I have also predicted and mentioned what will happen in the world with this Iran war, the civil war. I have predicted that all. And these guys is talking about 20 years. Do you know what he says? Like, you can't make this shit up. So he says there will be 3 countries ruling the world. There will be 3 countries ruling the world. And you know what he says? This guy here, this guy, if you see him on social media, on all of these YouTube, he's now in Breaking Points. They give him, this guy, a lot of media attention and time. He come on and he talks like in such a, like with a blackboard, in such a way that he is commanding. Okay. And I hate it when people, they keep saying, okay, like, shut up, okay? So, yeah, I just said, okay. So, he says 3 countries, and his predictions are based on what? Do you know? Game. What game? His are based on conspiracy theories, right? Like, on what? Game theory. I don't know what the heck this is, but he makes predictions bullshit, like conspiracy theories based on game theory, not actual geopolitical events history or anything else regarding the countries. So he says there will be 3 countries who will rule the world. And that is, get this, Germany. What? Like, under what rock do you live? He says Germany, and then you know what he says. The second will be Japan. Japan? Imagine he says that the world will be smashed down, and then Germany and Japan, and because the reason, he also says the reason why the 2, and get this, and I'm sure because you're on my channel you will be mind blown. He says the reason is because Germany and Japan had no empire. He said that. I watched it. He said Germany and Japan had no empire. This is why they will rule the world. What? How can he say that? I mean, number one, historically, this is absolutely insanity that these 2 countries didn't have an empire. Like what? And number 2, does he even know and understand where Germany's politics is right now? I mean, he makes just shit up. Where Germany, like, and then Japan is in big financial troubles too. Japan is not, he is like this Chinese guy. You know what I'm thinking, why he said Germany and Japan is because I know exactly why he said that. Because in the very, very old ages, like as I was a kid or so, right? Like in the 50s, 60s, 70s or so, even 80s, Germany and Japan were these world's extreme, like, quality, solid, after World War II, these rock solid countries. That was a known thing back then. And I think, for whatever the heck reason, he stuck on that belief, ignoring what's going on in the world, and saying that these 2 countries will be ruling the world because they had no empire. What? And the third, get this, the third country will be Israel. What? Actually, do you even know what's happening right now in the world? Like, do you even know? I mean, it pisses me so much off, as I said in the beginning of this video, these people misunderstanding Iran. They have no clue of who Iran is. Iran will do this and the world can be smashed. Look at what he did. He already, United Arab Emirates is almost like smashed down to the ground. Kuwait, Qatar, and all that. I mean, it's just Saudi, like all of this. So, and we already, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I went through the numbers. The munition we run through per day is off the scale. We burned through $5.6 billion in the first 2 days of this war. 5.6 billion. And in 6 days, we burned through 11.3 or $4 billion. And meanwhile, as I said just before this segment here, I said meanwhile in the United States, they want to get rid of $2.5 million election officers who are there to oversee the election. For people with disabilities, for people with language barriers, and for voters who are unable to, like minorities, Black people also. So what we are talking about here. And this guy also said, like, you can't make this shit up, because this guy, because he has a I keep saying this, because this guy has a professor title and somehow it has a graduation from Yale and is an English literature major, has nothing to do with history or geopolitics or any of that sort. Apparently he is the Nostradamus of this age, because he predicted the war. I predicted the war, and I predicted the civil war. Also, I say it will last 4 to 6 years. That's my prediction. Why do I know that? Because I know I can put these pieces together. I'm a scientist. I am not going by game theory. I don't even know what that means. Some game theory and some conspiracy theories. Do you know what else he says? He says that capitalism and communism are the same. That's what he says. He also says that in this war, Iran, like, there will be like entire region will be smashed down, and then the country Israel will get Chinese people. He just says that, get Chinese people to the country and from other countries, and then they will place chips and we create humanoid robots. This is how they will rule the world, the new world. And this guy has a professor title, plays the game of this title very dangerously. A Yale graduate, also playing dangerously this. I don't even know how Yale can, just not issue a warning or something by using the name of the university and spreading this bullshit to the world. And how Breaking Points and Johnny Doyley's show, whatever that is, these wannabe leftist, I don't know, progressive, pseudo-progressive, these channels, bringing this guy on. Like, what is happening? And then he says, also no clue about Islam, obviously. He says that, the Shias, because Iran's religion is Shias and the Sunnis, and he wants to run everybody because they will like each other or dislike each other. I don't even know what he's talking about, okay? So he wants to create this kind of regional thing. If Iran would have won, and he says they are planning this, and it's also what he says, Iran has already planning this for the last 20 years of this moment. Of this moment, Iran could have done this last year when the United States was pushing them into war. Last year was so close, was so close. This is what he also says. For 20 years, they're building up for this moment. Like, Iran could have done it any second. What are you talking about? What are you actually talking about? Iran had zero means for this war. Zero. They didn't provoke it. They didn't initiate it. They did do nothing. They said multiple times since last year, we don't want to do it. I mean, they even went into multiple agreement for the nuclear. They're just like, okay, fine. They went to all agreements. They couldn't have bombed everybody and everything. They just didn't do it. They have the power, gigantic power. I'm telling you, this is getting worse. It will get worse so long we keep this, number one, minimizing, laughing off, excursion, and push of kush, and this, if we keep doing this and lie to the face of American people of the severity of this, if we keep doing this, number one. Number two, if we keep these bullshit, these conspiracy theorists up and give them any airtime and time and any type of media presence, we are so doomed. We are so doomed. The worst thing is, and I will leave it at that and end that video here by saying, the only worst thing can happen when we are shutting down our eyes and ears again to anything and everything what's going on around us, and let us into shutting our eyes and ears. But I'm telling you, it could have and did work for the last 12 years. Now it is by nature not the time of shutting down eyes and ears, the rose-colored glasses and the veils are off. We are crystal clear in seeing it, and even at the day this happened, the Epstein files were released. I'm telling you, to the date, everything I predicted happened to the date. So it's up to you what you believe in, but this is 1000% my prediction that always are accurate. I'm telling you, it's time to open our eyes and ears and not believe any bullshit. Don't even watch YouTube, don't even watch, except me, watch me, but watch any of this reported misinformation, scam. So only what I would suggest is, if you have news on your phone, read those news, because that, my friend, is much more accurate and really tell you what's going on behind the scenes. And then every Friday, watch me, because I will bring that down before anybody else. I'm sending you so much love. I really hope this was helpful, helped you to critically see the world, what's actually going on. I really love your comments in the comment section. Let's keep the conversation going. Also, if you haven't already, become a member to support the channel. Let's keep this growing. Share this video, like this video. and keep pushing this video out so that many more people can see it, because I sincerely believe that we must save, and we can save the humanity based on truth, on facts, on knowledge, and that's it. And critical thinking. That's it. And putting 2 plus 2 together and make it 4, rather than spreading out conspiracy theories. So open your eyes and ears, keep pushing to your representatives at all points, at all times, and stay tuned for my updates with my new channels, neurohypersensitivity, as well as responsible AI. I'm sharing you much more specific stuff there. Bye-bye. Have a good night.